I'm glad everybody could make it to this meeting today. We have a lot to discuss. So for those of you guys who do not know already, UCI is going to be remote with the exception of a few classes like labs and stuff like that. But for the most part, we are going to be online. This really does suck, but there's not much we could do about it as students. And you know, it just is what it is. Rona just decided to swoop in. But the point is, hopefully, you know, by next year, winter quarter, things will be better and things will start to get moving. So for those of you guys who are freshmen, transfer students who are looking forward to even staying at UCI, that's where I come in, and that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be some advice for you guys today. The summer right before college for freshmen or transfer students is a really excited summer, and it's a really anxious one as well. I just want to make this video as helpful as possible and give you guys some advice and tips. As always, if you guys ever have any questions or you just have anything to say, feel free to drop that. Let me silence my phone right now. But yeah, feel free to drop any of that stuff down below. I love chatting with you guys in the chat box. If you're not attending UCI, don't worry, this video still applies to you if you're a freshman or transfer. This is just general information that I find is super helpful. So I split this video up into two parts. I have academic and I have social advice that I'm giving to you guys today. Find a good spot to do work, to do homework, to study, and do not let it be your room. Let me tell you why. When you're in your room, it's just very hard to focus and it's very hard to buckle down and get your work done. You will be at a desk and the next thing you know, you're gravitating towards your bed and you're working at your bed, and the next thing you know, you're falling asleep and you're never really being productive. Some students are able to work in their room just fine, but I find that it's very easy to just find a quiet spot on campus, whether that's a library or just a center or just a quiet space that you found. Take your midterms seriously. So for anybody who doesn't know what midterms are usually tests that you have in the middle of the quarter, but that's not always true. Sometimes you'll have a midterm week 3, week 4, week 5, up until week 9. Midterms are really just tests. They should just call it tests at this point. My point is that you should just really take it seriously. Not saying that you're gonna come into college not wanting to do good and wanting to focus, but as the quarter goes, you get less and less energy. So just really try and focus and take advantage of the energy that you do have during the middle of the quarter or whenever you take your midterms to try and do your best. My professors made my finals optional, so if I would have done better on my midterms, I wouldn't even have to worry about my finals, but I didn't take it seriously. So that's why I'm letting you guys know. In my last UCI video, I talked about how we had a writing center for students. My next piece of advice for you guys is to schedule appointments ahead of time before you actually need to go to the writing center. For example, if you're going to be taking a writing class and you know you have an essay due in the middle of the quarter, if your professor is kind enough to give you a due date on when it's due during the middle of the quarter, I will go ahead and schedule your appointments to when you know you're going to be working on this essay or when you're going to be needing help ahead of time. The reason why I say this is because the writing center appointments fill up so quickly. I don't want you guys to miss out on the opportunity to get help, so it really does make a difference. Try to go to office hours at least once or twice a quarter for every class. And I know this may seem like a stretch. I know a lot of you guys are like, hold on, I don't even like talking to people. I think that it is really important for you guys to know your professor. Obviously, I'm sure you've heard this by now. Professors don't have time to be knowing everybody's names, all of their students, because they have hundreds of students. It is important to form those connections with your professor, and office hours are very useful. For example, if you need help on a midterm homework or you're studying and you just have a question, office hours is perfect for that. And when it comes time to talking to your professor, like whether it's in an email or after class or something, then the professor is at least gonna have some sort of idea of who you are, and they're gonna be like, okay, I saw this kid in office hours. He's standing out a little bit more compared to the rest of his peers who just come and dip after class, you feel me? And you never know, you might need that, 0.2% to boost you up to a letter grade. Because the professor knows you, they might help you out. They might give you some extra credit opportunities. You never know what's in store. So this one is given, but find your classes ahead of time. And I know people are like, duh, why wouldn't I? But I'm not talking about wait till the day that you have a class to be searching an hour earlier ahead. No, I'm talking about a day or two or maybe even a week before classes start. when we do get the opportunity to go back on campus, find your classes. You and a friend can go around and find the building, because it really is a whole different ball game. You know, this is not high school, obviously. So it's like things are much different. And I remember even after doing that and taking the initiative to find my classes, I was still lost. So I would have really been lost and panicking if it was the day of and I still didn't find my building. But eventually, after a quarter, I give you guys 1 quarter. After 1 quarter, you will know like exactly where you're going. It starts to get busy, kind of navigate and find the buildings and all of that. So you ain't got to worry too much. So this is another thing. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And I know this is sort of a given, like it's like, duh, I'm a freshman, but really take advantage. Freshmen are really like the center of attention. Like, they don't know anything. People are willing to help them. As far as UCI goes, I can't talk about other campuses, but everybody's pretty cool and nice. If you need to find something or if you just need help with something, people are willing to help you out. And being a freshman, it's like even more. It's like, okay, I got you. There really are people there to make it easier for you, at least in my experience. I know other people may have some different experiences. Do research on your teachers ahead of time, and this can just get you more prepared in who you're dealing with. What kind of person is going to be teaching you for this 10-week course? You will be more ready to tackle the class. For example, what I do is I go to rate my professor and I just look at what other people have to say, because that's a great tool. I just take what they're saying with a grain of salt, because for the most part, what the majority is saying is true, but also I'm a different kind of person. How I feel towards like people may not be the same way that other people feel. So it really just depends on like who you are and how you interact with the professor. So yeah, I would say look at what they say and take that advice, but also be open to any type of experience that you may get from a professor. Have a planner. Just because we're no longer in high school doesn't mean that a planner is useless. Look, I know some people are good at just knowing what they got to do when they got to do it. Me, on the other hand, if you're anything like me, you need to write it all on paper. So that's why I invested in a planner. And ever since I did that, I haven't been forgetting anything that I need to do. So that is just my advice. Get yourself a planner, or if you want to use like Google Calendar. So at the end of every class, find a short amount of time. It does not have to be long. Just find like 10 or 15 minutes at the end of every class and write down what you know and what you don't know. It really just helps with gradual studying, and it helps with retaining the information more, because when you have this piece of paper that says what you don't know, you could then take that to your discussions, or you could take that to the office hours that you're now going to once or twice a week, and you can tell your professor exactly what you're struggling with, and all of the areas that you have problems with, you'll be able to tackle them. That's a great way to understand things that you are confused on and just study. And I actually got this from a professor, her telling us this, and it really did help me after I followed her suggestions. So if you ever need to scan a document for class, this is going to be probably extremely helpful for remote learning, because they have you scanning documents and uploading them. But do not download or buy any scan apps. If you have an iPhone like I do, it literally comes on the Notes app. You can scan documents, and a lot of people don't know this, and I didn't know this for a very long time, but that is extremely useful. Scanning on the Notes app is super quick and efficient. Challenge yourself to answer or ask at least one question every class period. And listen, let's be real here. Class, it could get really boring sometimes, but the best way to engage and keep yourself motivated sort of is by participating, asking questions, answering questions. It's a great way to participate. You know, it's also a way to build your confidence if you don't like speaking. I definitely recommend you guys to try that, because it's just better to be involved in class rather than just go there, sit down, listen, and just leave. So when you get to college, you may literally feel like, wow, I have so much time, like I'm not in school for a 7-hour period. I have all of this time. Listen, you do not have this time. You think you do. You think you have time, but you don't. Take advantage of your time, you guys. I can't stress this enough. Whenever you have these periods of times where you're not doing anything, try and do some homework or try and work on a project. Try and do something, because I guarantee it's going to catch up to you, because the next thing you know, pushed off all of this stuff. You have an essay, you have a project, you have 3 midterms coming up. It's a lot. So just plan your time and take advantage of any free time you think you have, because I promise you, you don't. So build your resume as you go. you're gonna get involved with a whole bunch of things on campus, and it's important that all of these things that are relating to your major, you put them onto your resume and just do it as you go, so you're not missing any opportunities. And that's definitely a piece I've had, because I've had times where I'm literally just looking back like, wait, what did I even do? What did I even do this month? Because I know it was something important that could have went on my resume, instead of just doing it as I went along. So I would suggest for you guys to try to get a job that's related to your major. And I know a lot of you guys are like, I'm not trying to work, and I completely understand. But for those of you guys who are open to it and feel like you have enough time to do that, I suggest you try and get something that's related to or that's involved with your major, so that way you can once again put that on your resume and build your resume up. And that's all gonna help you out in the future when you're, trying to land that job, or you're trying to land that interview. You now have that extra job that you can add to your resume. So that is all for the academic advice. Now let's get on to some social advice that's going to be super helpful as well. First of all, you guys are going to this new campus that you know nothing about. If you know somebody that goes to this campus, don't be shy. Reach out to them. If it's your friend's friend, reach out to them. I don't care. I literally had an experience like that my freshman year. I knew somebody, but I kind of didn't. They went to my high school, but I still went ahead and reached out to them, and they really did a great job of showing me all around the campus, showing me all of the cool things about it. And it's just like, this is perfect. This is like sort of my way in, that gives me like a leg up, and I don't have to sort of do this on my own. And it really doesn't hurt to just reach out. The worst they could say is no, and then it's like, okay, there it is. You know not to even mess with them anyway. Try your best to get involved as quickly as you can. Social interactions are always at its peak in the beginning of the year, so you want to try your best to get involved during that time. I mean, you can always get involved anytime you want, but the best times to get involved is when everybody's trying to get involved, because then it's easier for you. So college can get extremely overwhelming. Like, I know that there's been times where I just don't feel like doing anything, and I want you guys to know that it's completely fine to take breaks to yourself and just do what you want to do. Mental health is very important, and I feel like if there's any place that you're going to learn that, it's college. You have to focus and prioritize your mental health, because it can really take a toll on you when you fail a midterm. No, I'm just playing, but really though, college can get really stressful, and it's important to just take some time out of your day to take breaks and focus on you. So don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone. Something you have to realize is that as a freshman, most likely you're going to be taking classes with a lot of other freshmen. So you have to realize that everybody else is new and everybody else is in the same boat. So don't be afraid to introduce yourself and take that first step to make a new friend and meet new people, because at the end of the day, chances are the person that you talk to are most likely going through the same thing as you, and they want to make a new friend as well. Come in. I know you guys see this, the lighting is all weird and stuff. It's because the sun's going down, and I'm trying to make this video while there's good lighting outside, but things happen, So along with what I just said, a great way to put this into action is to talk to your classmates. Easiest way to make friends. I'll give you an example right now. Did you hear what she just said? I don't even understand what the professor talking about. What's your name? Easiest way to make friends, mutual confusion. Another piece of advice is to just keep an open mind about everything. As you go into college, you're going to face a lot of different experiences, and it's best to just be open to, what other people have going on, to new learnings, to new everything. Like, it's just a completely new world, and college will really shape you. So it's best to just take it all in and soak it up like a sponge. That's the best way you're going to make the most of it and learn more about yourself and others. Just keep an open mind. Open your third eye. Another piece of advice is to try and get along with your roommate. And let me tell you, it might not be for everybody, but you have the opportunity to make an instant, quick friend, because that's somebody you're going to see all the time. That's somebody who you're probably first going to be introduced to. Try and get along with that person, because you never know, this person may be one of your close friends for the rest of college and maybe even the rest of your life. Try and be off of social media and off of technology as much as you can. Like, for example, walk into class, just try and enjoy what's going on in the surroundings. With everything going on right now anyways, I feel like everybody is constantly on their phones and constantly on the media, just because like that's all we can do in light of certain situations and in light of you know, staying at home all day. So it's important that when you do have the opportunity to be outside, get off your phone, get off technology, just be in tune with the world and just enjoy your college experience as a whole. Don't feel like you have to go to everything, and this is a huge one. You guys are gonna get so many people who are like, hey, do you wanna go to this? Do you wanna go to this? It's cool if you're like, no, one of those times. It's fine, it's completely fine if you decide that you don't wanna go to whatever's going on. And that's one that I had to tell myself too, like, you know, I need to chill. Like, I don't have to go to everything. Like, there'll be other opportunities. You know, it's good to get involved and it's good to have fun, but sometimes you just don't want to bombard yourself with everything going on. Challenge yourself to find something new about your campus every single month. You know, apart from just UCI, there's many other campuses that have unique things about them, and it's just up to you to explore and for you to find that out. And once you do, it makes it feel like, you know, you're more at home. And honestly, it just broadens up your whole college experience when you just find something new about, you know, what you have going on at this campus. Stay in touch with people. You are going to meet so many people during your college experience, and it's important to try and connect with those who you feel are worth connecting with, because you never know where they're going to show up, whether that's in another class, whether that's at a job, or whether that's even at a party. You never know where these people are going to show up, and it's good to just stay connected. Follow that person on Instagram or Twitter or social media, because it's like you're growing your network and you're growing the people that you know, and it's just going to be beneficial for you. So that is everything from my video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. As always, leave a comment down below if you have anything to say at all. Make sure you give this video a like and also subscribe and hit that bell notification. That is the very first time that I'm saying it, but do those things because we have a lot of fun and entertaining stuff that is coming on the channel, and I don't want you guys to miss out. This is the dream team. A lot of entertaining content that's gonna be really dope. Really dope. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys at my next one. Peace out.